You know, every year there's a bunch of new shops, which is usually a bunch of people who've been doing the work for a while, you know, start going, well, we want to have more creative say. And so we, you know, put our heads together, studied a lot, researched as much as we could, and took the plunge.
Nailgun really is a motions graphics company. I mean, that's what we are. That's what we pride ourselves in. That's what we do every day. And once they say go, then we can start animating. We actually, you know, do all the animation. We do the edit. We direct live action shoots. We mix, you know, music and stuff for our spots. So we like to sort of kind of have control over everything if we can, and that's, you know, a lot of our clients, you know, give us that control, which is really fun.
You know, normally we have multiple projects in here, you know, but every now and then when it gets to that transitional point where there's a little bit of a lull and maybe there's only 2 projects and they're in a nice place, that's actually a really great time for us, because all of a sudden it's, wow, we have some free time to start experimenting.
You know, everybody's doing sort of like the flat graphic thing, and you know, there's all these, like, you know, different like effects that you can use in After Effects. But what if you just like don't use the effects? What if you just say, you know what, we're going to build something by hand? So, like, for example, we did this little project that we're showing to the ad agency that works with Puma, where I was in Paris last year, and I was in the Louvre, and I saw like all these you know Greek pottery exhibit, and it was just really interesting how they were drawn and the sort of the flavor behind it. So I was like, well, wow, that'd be kind of interesting to sort of use some sort of an idea like that technique. So we came back and we, got a charcoal pencil and just started drawing, and drawing the whole spot. So the whole spot was built around, a very sort of rough texture we were drawing on with these pencils. And then we took the whole thing into After Effects and animated it.
Sip the juice. Sip the juice. I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place uptown. I grew up on a sidewalk while on street talk, and then taught to Hawk, New York. I go to Queens to get the food from Brooklyn. Money in my hand and never been took. Money in my hand and never been took.
A lot of times, when you just sit down and you got a pen and paper and some ideas, there's so many things you can do. But sometimes it's kind of fun to sort of say, like, you know what, you can only use black and white, no color, or you can only be hand drawn.
There's a common misconception that in order to do this really great broadcast work, you have to have all the pro tools.
We try to let the idea sort of be the thing. It's not like, oh, you know what, we want to do a spot that's using 3D stroke. We don't just sort of pick the tool and then like add that in. People ask me, like, how do you stay fresh? How do you keep, it's like, go to museums, go to bookstores. I learned, look at training, all these different things. And those things kind of keep you fresh.
When you walk into an audition, usually a director knows in the first 30 seconds whether or not he's interested in going any further with you. So the first impression really matters. Our own showreel is a great opportunity to show you a little bit of flavor of who we are. And we said, let's not do just traditional. What if we break it up? We start off on montage, then break you off into a spot, and then break back into the montage, and then break to a spot. You to have to pay attention, because it's so easy. If it's all so perfectly language, you'll just go to sleep.
In the reel, we just really wanted to sort of kind of get back to with the flavor that we're all about. So we just kind of started looking around visually, the buildings that we work and live in, places that we interact.
So we took some of the buildings that we had shot and took a different job, and so we posterized everything. And instead of black and white, I just wanted it to seem like a neighborhood. where we all play, at this place right here.
So we planned the whole project out, made our musical decisions. Charles, I gave him some time frames to work within.
Right, that's count 2, that's count 3, that's count 4. So I went to GarageBand, and I did a few tracks, a few sets, and they were all like 15 seconds long.
Charles took that, and he cut all the music, he put that together, and then he did all the animation on the elements that I had developed. And not only that, but then also brings in some more design aspect to it, because he is not only an animator, he's a designer too.
Since I did the animations and when I designed the music, I had the chance to tweak the music as I saw fit. Maybe like if the beat drops, maybe I can do something subtle inside of the graphics. Maybe if the beat hits really hard, we could do like a big change. Maybe do like a big camera move or something.
It's very collaborative here. People look over people's shoulders, say, that looks pretty cool. Can I see the rest of that? And what do you think if we did like that? Michael was doing a lot of the shooting, and then some of the other artists were doing sketch work and so forth.
So then we take it from there, and then we give it to Eric, and then now he's editing, the montage, and then combining that.
You have to figure out, where do we want you to go?
There's a lot of times when you're working with clients, you're working under somebody else's brand, and no matter how good of an idea you have or a style that you think works for that client, you have to sort of live under their umbrella. So for us, Eric, myself, Will, Charles, we all sort of sat down and started thinking about how we want to present ourselves as a company, because there's not a lot of times where we get to truly, really just have, our own say-so and be our own client.
As in any art form, be it you're an editor, be it you're a designer, be it you're an animator, a fine artist, a photographer, it's about making choices and sticking to your guns, saying, you know what, I think this is right. We have a very free-flowing work atmosphere here. It doesn't matter who you are in this place. When it comes to brainstorming, everybody's invited. Someone's going to have a different perspective on something that you go, wow, that's a good idea.